Call this meeting to order. Welcome. Welcome everybody. You're in for a bit of a shorter meeting tonight. We've got a very clear agenda and we hope to get through it quickly. The vision of the Village of Valemount is striving for a vibrant and balanced community. And it's our mission to serve the community and embrace opportunity. So the first item on the agenda is to adopt it. Any amendments or changes? Councillor Latimer, Councillor Salt, all in favor of the agenda? Boom. Adoption of the previous minutes.
No. Or I mean, there's a...
Okay, yeah, what's, any, an amendment? You have a change?
Yeah, under council reports, you've got Councillor Bullock twice and me not at all.
Oh.
So I should be number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Does it have the right stuff for it?
Probably.
And I also, I had also reported on attending the Canada Winter Games meeting, and that isn't in there. And then I have a question too. Resolution 291, we said that it was going to be through separate resolution, all the different readings of the different bylaws. Was that to be a separate resolution for each of those items?
Just on that.
That's an excellent catch. Yes, we'll change that.
Okay, so what we'll do then is separate them out to consecutive numbers. We'll just grab the ones, whatever. We'll find it in a separate way. But those resolutions will go one for each of the separate readings. Okay, excellent.
Also, under the building inspector report, it says nil first, and then we did have a report. So at first it says nil, but then it does have the resolution, so just a little glitch there as well.
Okay. All right. So, with those amendments, well, first we'll vote on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment? Okay. And next, motion to adopt the amendment. Blanchette, Councillor Salt, all in favor? Excellent. Okay, so moving through, we're through the minutes, delegations, unfinished business. So from our last meeting, we resolved to get council to work with Councillor Blanchette to bring back some recommendations to parley up to FCM's Rail Safety Committee. And we've got a letter here, and I just wanted to say I really like the cut of this letter. It's really good. Solutions-based, but flags a lot of important concerns. What's your... let's first move to receipt of this report. Councillor Bullock, Councillor Latimer, and let's just have a discussion then before we receive it. Does that seem fair to everyone? Okay. Thanks for your work. Thanks for your work. That's good. All in favor? Great. There's an excellent letter. You guys can find that online. It just highlights what's at stake for us as a community. We have a rail line coming through. Those trains come through awful fast. And so it speaks to the powers that be that are looking out for us, what we require of CN to move forward safely. Item 6.1, the Royal Canadian Legion. So the Legion, as part of their grand celebration of the 50th anniversary of our Legion, are looking for us to waive the cost of the tent rental. And they're asking, and I'd like to do these together unless they're contentious, and we can break them apart and do them one by one. They're also asking to allow a parade on 5th Avenue from Dogwood to Main, and Main Street from 5th Avenue to the Legion building. And that's something that we would need to provide consent for as well. But how fantastic is that, right? Yeah. Okay.
I'll make a motion to allow, to waive the fees for the tent and allow the parade.
Okay, excellent. And I'll just note that there's a consideration here about the damage deposit, and we'll just, I mean, I hope that that'll just be integrated into our policy. Of course, the damage deposit is something we need to put forward, but you get it back with if you do all right by us. All in favor of that then? Okay, excellent. There's a request from VARDA to have a council liaison to the VARDA board. And for this one, I did remember reading about council liaisons in the committee and commission manual, and it's just sort of, I don't know if anybody else caught that, where it's a non-voting member and somebody that, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it really quickly. Anyways, I didn't want to hamstring us here, but I'll turn this over to Councillor Latimer, who currently sits on the VARTA board, but not as a council liaison.
Yes, I am.
You are the council liaison?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a matter of reappointing.
So it's because their AGM is coming up, and they just want to make sure that,
Protocol.
yeah. So I will continue to sit on the board as the council liaison, if that's okay?
Great. Absolutely, let's make it so.
Okay.
If you're up for it, and we're up for it. Councillor Saltz, Councillor Blanchette, all in favor? All right. I thought it was something when it wasn't. Good. That's
I
great.
wasn't sure if you were going to or not, so I thought.
Yeah, no, it's just a procedure.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. The reading file, there's a couple items on here. One, UBCM, it's a piece about the federal government's looking at policy for increasing what happens when you add lands to reserves. And so that's something that they're considering. And I'm not sure. It's kind of been our shtick to sort of stick to things that are eminently pressing and stuff like this. So I'm not sure. Does anybody else want to speak to that item? Sorry, there's only two items, so I'm doing it this way. But the second item on the reading file is just this letter from the Ministry of Lands, Forest Lands, Natural Resource Operations. And this is just, I mean, it's some old correspondence, but it just shows that we're following up with requests from local mill owners to have access to tenure. Trying to do that while we try to seek all our other aspirations in the forest as well. So just on the record there, people know what we're about. Any other comments on that piece? All in favor? Or? Okay, great. Are we good? Okay. You slow me down if you need to. Administrators reports, development variance 0513. The RCMP wished to build a garage on their property at 1435 Fifth Avenue. The building is within the prescribed setbacks for this zoning. So it's a little closer to the road than is allowed.
Yes.
It's
To the 6th.
when you're facing the RCMP building, it's in the back right corner.
Yeah, excellent. Well, it's great to see building going on. It appears to be appropriate from my perspective, but let's should we receive the report?
Nope.
No? Okay, that's fine. So there's three options that staff have come up with. One is authorize staff to prepare the draft permit, notify the public of council's intention to issue the permit. We could request additional information or deny the application. I'll actually move the first option, authorize staff to prepare the draft permit, notify the public of council's intention to issue the permit. And that'll give chance for if anybody's like, oh my God, it's gonna go right in my view or whatever else. If there's concerns that we are not privy to, we can get those on the table. So I'll move it, we'll get a seconder and Councillor Bullock, it's quick, and then all in favor? That's great, thank you. BC Hydro and Tree Canada. There is an application to BC Hydro and Tree Canada for the purchase of ornamental trees for the Bigfoot trails. And I think this is a great idea, but we have a former horticulturalist, or practicing horticulturalist with us. And it's like, are we going to be a jungle in 20 years?
No, I think the majority of the trees are going along in front of, on Main Street there between kind of the Valemount Hotel corner to the bakery, basically. So it'll actually help block the railway tracks a little bit and soften that a little bit up. And I've been working with Silvio to put together the tree list, and we've gone towards more native trees than heavy ornamental trees, just to help for their viability in the future. And I think we're really lucky to be able to have as many trees as we have in this community. I've always been startled at the amount and the ones that we have hiding in places for replacements in the future. So
Great. I'm glad you had a chance to look at that. I feel better about it. Do you move that?
I do, yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Swift Creek assessment, another one of the Economic Development Officer reports. Staff is looking for a council resolution to support an application submitted to the CBT Environmental Initiatives Program for a site assessment and plans for the Swift Creek salmon enhancement with an in-kind contribution of $592. And I guess this is one of those cases where when you apply to various sources for funding and you hope to get that, you have to show a little bit of skin in the game. But this is actually just an in-kind contribution, so.
And we have that earmarked for?
It's because it's an in-kind, we can make it happen, I think. It's not a real budget item. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move to support the funding application.
Okay. Councillor Salt, all in favor? Yeah. Oh, that's where, well, we'll get to that in our council reports. I'll let you go first. So we're moving right along to the bottom here. We've got the bottom of my page, bylaws and policies. Today, we're seeking fourth and final reading of the solid waste collection bylaw. Bylaw number 697, 2013, solid waste collection bylaw. And it's been a great path getting here, but now we're at fourth reading. Council, what's your wish?
I'll make a motion to put it through.
Right on.
Sorry.
Write that down. Put it through. No, that's cool. That'll do it. Councillor Bullock. Okay. And all in favor?
Mr. Mayor, just one vote before.
Oh no.
There's gonna be one
They
small
already
change.
voted on it.
Before it's all in
My
favor.
hands are tied, man.
Spelling mistakes stay in. No,
Clearly.
Councillor Salt pointed out a few minor things just this afternoon, and I'll just make the tweaks to spelling.
Council, are you agreeable to that? Okay. Friendly amendment. We're all good. Gord, just erase that bit of the tape. If you could change the sequence. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Great. And then streamlining village bylaws. This is the. Sometimes, when you come to council, you're just gonna hear us say, yada, 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 it's passed and go on. Because the previous two times we brought this to council, we had Councillor Salt do a whole introduction to what these bylaws are, and really good, and she doesn't need to do it again. So it's on tape, it's 2 times on YouTube, you can watch the current one on Saturday on VCTV, it's there, but there is some limitations on the number of times we'll repeat ourselves. So with that, I'll move it because it's not getting any defense.
2 resolutions.
2 resolutions that'll have separate numbers. Yeah. That council approves fourth and final reading of bylaw number 698, 2013, bylaw notice enforcement and dispute adjudication system. Councillor Salt, thank you. And all in favor? And then I'll move that we approve the fourth and final reading of bylaw number 699, 2013, fees and charges bylaw. And I'm finding it hard to resist explaining that because it's some really good, really progressive moves that's going to make updating fees and charges much simpler in the future, but we won't. Now we move on to council reports, and whoever wants to go first can go first.
I'll go first.
Okay. She said it first.
Mine's shorter.
I don't know, mine's shorter.
I have nothing to report after all these years.
Oh.
I did zip.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go next.
Yeah.
I did zip too.
Nothing to report.
Go ahead.
Nothing to report.
Okay.
Gee, we've had a slow couple weeks. Well, I have one item, and we had our Member of Parliament, Kathy McLeod, here in Valemount today to do an announcement, as well as on the Swift Creek Salmon Restoration Project of federal support of, what was it, 86,000?
A big amount of
A big amount of money. towards that project.
That's
So the Swift Creek Society and Bruce Wilkinson and all those that have been involved are really quite pleased and happy. And so we had the announcement upstairs, and then we did a nice little wander down to the creek while Bruce presented a nice condensed version of salmon talk. And boy, you know, if there's one person in this community passionate about salmon, it's Bruce. And so it was really interesting. So we got to see a bunch of salmon spawning, and it was really nice. And the rain stayed away pretty much for us.
You know, and I have to, yeah, excellent. Anything further to report? I'm just going to tag on.
Was gonna let me use his code if it did start to rain, so.
Yeah. Cool. Very good. Thank you. That was a good one. Yeah, it was great to have our member of parliament here. And I think Kathy was really pleased to present because I gather the fund was subscribed 20-1. But because of Bruce's knowledge of the system, and he's the guy that knows that this system is unique in, like, most of the other communities that would be applying would not have the unique system that's here. At any rate, he did a really great job, and yeah, he's super passionate, and that's awesome. And if you want to go down there and just don't see fish swimming around, because you can go down there and see them, and it's alive and it's beautiful and it's kind of weird. But if you go down with Bruce, he'll tell you what they're doing, their actual behaviors, and that is off the hook, really cool. Because then he'll say, see that female salmon is going to start, you know, swattering her tail on the gravel or whatever, building up the gravel, and then sure enough, he's like talking, you know, for like a half hour more, and then she starts doing it, and then he says the fish that's going to die, and everybody sheds a tear, and it's like, no, that's how the circle of life happens. It's amazing. So yeah, you can get up there and watch that. I attended Bob Beeson's funeral, the memorial, I gather, and that was just incredible. And it's great to see the way that he contributed to the community, and it was great to see his family sort of held his memory up, and great to see the community out and recognize, and yeah, just really fantastic. I was also at the youth fundraiser, the Give Youth a Voice movie showing, and it was just fantastic, and the kids are really in the driver's seat, and we have one of them here with us tonight. Zachary Schneider was one of the kids organizing, and they did a fantastic job, and I gathered they raised some money for their causes. Yeah? Any idea on how much, Mr. Schneider? No, okay. Anyways, he just made the sales. He wasn't keeping track of how many. At any rate, that was really great, and boy, to be in that ball field with the movie set up there, it was really cool.
And the stars.
And the stars. Oh yeah, Councillor Blanchette was there too. So you could have reported on that? Okay. Anyways, so we're wrapping that up. Okay, whoa, moving along. Oh, I have one other thing, sorry, just let me get it in there. I went all the way to Nelson for a regional collaboration meeting. And Nelson is a very long way from here.
Yes.
Newsflash. But I chose the location. They all wanted to meet, they were gonna meet in the Kootenays, and I was like, I'm traveling the farthest, therefore I get to say where we hold it, and I've never been to Nelson, I'd really like to go. And Nelson is a very unique community. It is. It's a special place. It's got its own thing going on. And it was really neat to get down there. The business we were talking about is the ways that even communities as far afield as us and Nelson and everything in between can collaborate to be efficient providers of service and competent at what we do. And I think beat back sort of that growing urbanism and take advantage of those folks that want to move back into rural places, and just an intelligent response and collective response to the challenges that we face. It was a really great time down in Nelson. And the other thing about Nelson is it truly is weird. It is truly weird. It is like it's different. It's not normal. But anyways, and they do have a campaign down there, by the way, called Keep Nelson Weird. And they're winning.
Good weird.
They're winning.
Okay. Very unique.
Okay, now, and move to receive the reports. Very good. All in favor? Excellent. We have a list of previous council resolutions I have trouble accessing.
So did I, couldn't
Well, you know what? Let's table that. It's been done before. We'll table that bad boy. Councillor Salt, Councillor Blanchette, all in favor? Is it okay to table something like that? Okay, because I already did that. We already voted on it. And then we have the calendar of events, which I did see. Yeah, Councillor Salt.
Can we add UBCM? I asked for that last time and it got missed, so.
Yes.
September 16th through 20.
Yeah. Further to that, that's a little bit of offline business, but I'd like to get the breakdown of the meetings we've already got penciled in, and I'll combine them with the meetings I've already got. I think it's us three going down. But it's, yeah, smoking busy. Smoking busy. Yeah, which is great. Okay. Motion to receive calendar? Yeah. All in favor? Beautiful. Now moving to public comment. You can only comment on things that you've heard us discuss here tonight, so I'm not exactly sure what you'd be commenting on if you did, but you're allowed to. There's some rules about public comments. If anybody chooses to comment, I'll tell you what they are. No, I should really be more encouraging. Any comments?
I think you were saying that, Nelson, is that it's positive for them to be a weird thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't a derogatory.
No. No, it was objective science. It's a weird place. In a good way.
Yeah.
Sorry, we better, this is on camera, so we better move along here. It is 10 hours away, so if they do whip up an army to come kick our butts, it's gonna take a while. We'll get notice. Okay, here we go. Let's close public comment. Thank you, Mr. Fretz. Motion to accept public comment. Councillor Salt, Councillor Blanchette, all in favor? And then motion to adjourn. Councillor Salt, Councillor Blanchette, all in favor? How did I not mention the Robson Valley Music Festival, which I was a god at?
That's funny.
Hey, Sylvia.